It's Tuesday afternoon. Seems to be a bit of a regular spot. Got a half-hour window, so I thought I'd do a quick video. So the Nimitz, finally back on this after working on the Hopper, the Freedom and the Spruance. But basically what it's been doing the last week or so is lots and lots of scratch building. So last left off, the majority of the interior sort of bulkheads are all in place, and what I've been doing is sort of going through everything and adding on lots of scratch built bits. So we've got the forward part of the hangar all built ready for painting here. A bit of a sample of the doors. Thank you, Brennan. And again, the stern, the rear section of the hangar, that's all ready to go. So what I've been doing is adding a bit more detail. So we've got a few more panels here. So this is, whereas this one goes about halfway down on the left hand side, or the right hand side, beg your pardon. This here, this frosty coloured part, is one of the 3D printed bits I got from Shapeways. So that's all coming along. Thanks guys, lots of good comments, thank you very much. And then last night did a bit more on one long panel, so this is going to go all the way along here on the inside. So just basically using lots of plastic card, so plastic card strip and a bit of rod. We've got the other two little ports here that are 3D printed, using a few spares, a few resistors. I didn't think I had any ladders. I checked and couldn't find any, so sort of made some up with plastic card. One of the fire doors, another fire door. So as I said, that will sort of go along here. I mean, when you sort of actually come down to it, this is about as much as you'll see. So there's really not a lot you're actually going to be able to see into the hangar. I'm going to light it still, but you're not going to be able to see a lot of it. And then one piece I'm really proud of is adding a bit more detail to the stern hanger. So the grey bits are the plastic that comes with the kit initially, and then I added lots of detail here. So again, it's just using spares basically, a bit thrifty. I'm sure you can get lots of extra added bits 3D printed and whatnot, but trying to do this without spending an absolute fortune. It's hard to know when to stop, to be brutally honest. So that's all coming along. And then moving over to the stern of the ship, so I've been adding lots of details, again just using photo etch. I had a bit of a light test, so these sponsons here are going to have a red LED light sort of shining through here. My guide material, just reference shots really, just to see what other ideas people have been doing, just scouring the web for key modelers, various Facebook groups. Yeah, Facebook groups in the internet really, nothing that you can't already get your hands on. But it's all coming together. So a few sponsons, a bit of a touch-up piece here. But then, yeah, the last few bits. So this is a 3D printed part. I think it's from either George Washington or the Ronald Reagan on Shapeways. But it's too hard to make for my little feeble hands. And then moving around to the stern. So all the white plastic card is all scratch built stuff, trying to extend the stern here. I'm going to try and build on the, I'm not sure if this is the right word or not, but the rear sort of fender that's going to go on the back there. And then the other sponson here will have the various weapon emplacements. It's such a massive kit, it's hard to show you a good angle, but there'll be sort of weapon emplacements on the side there, and a few more bits here and there. But that's all coming along. And then last night I had a bit of a crazy idea in that, let's try and put this on. So this is how the hangar, the flight deck actually looks. Again, this is a second-hand kit, so it's already been painted, but I'm going to paint it again. But I had an idea. Why can't I basically cut out the actual catwalk here? Keep this exterior bit, like sort of the wall, as it were, of the fence, but then might think about cutting this out here and adding some sort of very fine mesh all the way along. I know I'll lose some of the detail, the various ladders and bits and bobs, but nothing that can't be replicated, to try and give it a bit more detail. This grating here is going to come off and use photo etch parts when I get it, and then the last few bits here, yeah, this is all sort of hollowed out, and again it's just adding on bits of plastic card, lots of tubing and rods and all sorts of things, and try and sort of make it come together a little bit more. So she's coming along basically. I couldn't help myself. I put together the basic parts of the island, just to sort of get a bit of a look of how big this thing is. It is freaking enormous, as you can tell. Basically covers the entire workbench, and I end up sort of doing it on the floor and on my knees and downstairs in the dining table. And I've hollowed out some of the bits I'm going to start using for lighting the island. It does need a bit of work to finish up, obviously, but it's just having a bit of a play just to see what's going on. So that's that, and then the other bits are a lot of the kit supplied hangar deck or flight deck vehicles. So we've got a big old crane here, 8 tiny little forklift trucks and 8 of these little tow trucks. So there's quite a few bits and bobs to put in. But once you get going, it's hard to sort of see where to stop, but it's all coming together. So yes, thank you very much for watching. So it's been a while for posting this one up, but if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to keep abreast of how I'm getting on with the build. It's slowly but surely coming together. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Take care.